Business owners are in the dark. They're not sure what the is happening. Anyway, you shouldn't be in the dark. If you are a business owner, should not be in the dark. But alas, some are not knowing what to do. Is the SBA at fault? We're going to talk about that. Are we going to throw the SBA under the bus? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. Stay tuned. And for this week's WTF Wednesday.
That's not to say there were not glitches, and there are still glitches happening.
Welcome to WTF Wednesday, where every week we talk about stupid that we've encountered that you should try to avoid. Hello, can everyone hear us? This is the first time we're using our mic with our new computer.
Well, your new computer.
My new computer, your old mic. And if you guys can hear us, give us a thumbs up and say hello and tell us where you're tuning in from. We have the mic like right above the camera. So I'm looking at the mic, but I should be looking into the camera.
I feel like since it's my old microphone, I should do a song as a test. Yesterday. It feels like it was my birthday. Actually, it was.
It was your birthday.
Now I feel so freaking old today.
Well,
oh,
there is that.
Boy, I wish for yesterday.
Anyway, thanks for joining us. If you caught us on the replay, thank you so much. If you're with us live, say hello, give us a thumbs up if there's anything that you find of value, because today we're going to be talking about what is going on with the SBA, because there's a ton of information out there, right, Trevor? There's a ton of information, but there really isn't any guidelines. I know you love this book.
I love this book.
Okay, so tell us about the book and the fact that there is no book.
There's no book. So in our short time in business, we have done quite a few SBA loans, and when you're casting about for information, you literally like at the edge of a pond casting about, you speak to all kinds of people, folks who work at the bank, lenders and SBA agents. And then we do disaster financing thanks to the pandemic. And we're speaking to SBA agents, and we see YouTube videos, and we're reading blogs, and we're looking at SBA PowerPoint presentations that are presented by SBA regional and district offices all around the country. And then there's the SCORE people and the economic development corporation people and everybody. But I really would just love to have one place where I could find the actual underwriting guidelines for an SBA loan. Because when I started my mortgage career, I took the book home in 1989 and read the book over the weekend and came back with a really good basic knowledge of how to underwrite a mortgage loan. And in fact, you don't know, Linda, that even today you can go to FHA.gov if you want to become a homeowner and learn how to qualify for an FHA mortgage loan by reading
the guidelines.
So I went into Google, I Googled around SBA guidelines, and I came up with a couple of SBA PowerPoint presentations, but I actually cannot find an SBA handbook the way I can find.
Well, I mean,
we did it last night. How long did it take me to get you to show you the page?
Oh, yes.
With the
FHA.gov
and the FHA handbook for underwriting. It took how long?
Minutes. Less than
3.
I mean, I was even able to look it up, and I don't even know anything about FHA or underwriting a residential mortgage, but it's true. And that was part of how, I mean, not that a business owner is going to read the guidelines per se, but there is going to be some structure, and I know this whole thing with the disaster financing has been chaotic and it's a crisis. And, our stream is not showing up on LinkedIn. Oh, this is likely a known issue. They're going to fix it.
Try ending this broadcast and creating a new one.
Hello, Tim.
Hello, Tim.
So good to see you, Tim.
WTF, Tim, now more than ever, baby.
Tim, I have a surprise for you. It's Here. Yes. Oh, I can't wait to see. I did a unpacking video for you, so I can send
Well,
it
I
to
did
you.
the video. She did the unpacking.
I don't know why.
Honestly, I thought it was unpacking one of my birthday presents. Sadly, I was wrong. It seems to be a Tim Sohn present.
It's not for you, Trevor. Trevor didn't even get one, okay? Because this is super exclusive. Okay. Anyway, but back
WTF,
to the SBA
guidelines.
guidelines, that there aren't any. There's a lot of information out there. Okay. There's a lot of information, but alas, I don't know why, Tim, your picture isn't coming up either.
You know, specifically, I was looking for information about SBA financing. We're working on some new transactions, which of course are not disaster financing. And, you know, every business, like every person and every personality, has different quirks. And the thing about having, you know, a place where you can read the guidelines is you can look up the quirks and say, okay, well, this situation applies here. A credit score situation. You know, what's the minimum credit score for an SBA loan?
No one knows.
And
there's answers.
You know, what if the business was an LLC, but then became a corporation 2 weeks ago? And, you know, whether you're a financing brokerage like us or you're a business owner wanting to apply for an SBA loan and your CPA needs to have questions answered, or your attorney needs questions answered, or your partners or equity investors, it would be awesome to have a one place. Now, I am happy to say I don't know everything. And I often tell Linda, I want to be wrong. So if any of you out there can prove me wrong and send us a link to where we can find a comprehensive book of online SBA guidelines, the same way you can find the entire FHA handwriting handbook for underwriting, please send that to us. And, you know, Linda will send you a t-shirt.
No, I will not send you a t-shirt, because those t-shirts are reserved for Tim Sohn and Megan. And
they're kind of cool t-shirts.
So Allison, I'm sorry to hear that. Did you apply? Let us know. Should we apply for everything? Oh, man. Well, so that's the thing. And that's the other thing. There are a lot of people that have applied and didn't get any. There are a lot of and they got rejected. And we have clients with reconsideration files that are for reconsideration. And then we have people who haven't applied yet at all. And
Allison, if you applied for an EIDL loan, it did not get approved, you should send us an email to curious@auroraconsulting.biz and give us some background, and maybe we can give you some advice on how to proceed.
Yeah.
And of course, we also are still accepting clients for requesting reconsiderations. And we've had good success with that. Early days, we had a client whose loan was denied for the EIDL. And we applied for the reconsideration and got him approved in that case for $182,000 for an EIDL loan. That was before the SBA put the arbitrary cap in. So,
but I mean, so part of the thing is that, and even when a lot of the business owners have gotten the money, they're like, okay, now what do I do? Because everything was always changing. So if the SBA doesn't even know what they're doing with how they're distributing the money.
Well, the SBA knows, but we don't know.
Well, then they're not sharing.
And on September 14th, the SBA released an FAQ, because we've done a previous video on that, which Linda will include the link down below. But we've done a video here on WTF saying we've no business owner clients of ours, and we've heard of other businesses who are terrified to use their EIDL money incorrectly. And it would be great to have much better guidance in writing. The FAQ that the SBA released on September 14th doesn't really meet that standard as far as some really good guidance. And if you call the SBA, we've said this before, you can have 15 conversations with 15 SBA agents. You're going to get 15 different answers. But more importantly, the SBA says in the note that you sign for an EIDL loan, it clearly states that the SBA is not beholden to any verbal representation made by an SBA agent. What? So if you call an SBA agent and say, you know, can I get an SBA loan if I have this situation? Or can I use my EIDL money this way? And the SBA agent verbally gives you that answer. SBA is not going to stand by that answer. So if you're ever audited in the future, if you ever run into a problem with the SBA loan in the future, you don't have a leg to stand on. So yes, SBA, we would love to see things in writing to give us guidance. You know, like when you apply for a driver's license, Linda.
Yes.
And you know, you go to the motor vehicles website and you download the book on how to operate a motor vehicle in your state.
Well, or this example that I love, where if your house is on fire and you've got to put the fire out, you don't want to wait for the fire marshal to show you how to do it when the house is on fire and you're trying to put the fire out.
The pumper trucks are parked out in front. The ladder truck has extended his ladder onto the roof. The firefighters are standing there in their turnout gear and they want to put water on the fire and the house is blazing. But we need the fire commissioner to show up to give us specific instructions how to put. Wait, that sounds so absurd. Except that's what's happening with
the
SBA,
lack of information.
with the lack of written, specific, clear guidance.
So, I mean, all right. So this is what I'm going to say as far as a solution, because I don't know if there really is one, because we still are all waiting to see how this is going to play out with the disaster financing and having some semblance of order and having additional funding for businesses because they didn't get it for whatever their reason. So the only thing I could say is, which is not a great answer, but, you know, we've been doing a series of videos advancing with financing to help business owners navigate certain processes, whether it's applying for an EIDL loan or checking the status of your EIDL loan, preparing for the upcoming PPP forgiveness. So, you know, stay tuned for those. They happen twice a week.
Well, we wanted to mention also, you know, what do you do if you're a business owner and you want to apply for an SBA loan, whether it's a disaster loan or a regular SBA loan under, you know, what we used to call normal circumstances? You know, where do you turn? You know, for a brokerage like ours, we have learned how to do these, how to understand the process by doing the loans.
Right.
You know, so you put a loan in application and it goes to SBA Underwriting, and you know, a week later they come back, they ask for something else, and then 4 days later they come back and ask for something else, and then you submit everything, then 10 days later something else, which is, you know, just like papering you to death. But if you are a business owner, you don't have the kind of experience that we have doing multiple disaster loans or SBA loans. So the thing to do is to look for a trusted professional. And we talk about this for business owners in general.
Right. Especially, you know, when it comes to a CPA or your bookkeeper
or an attorney,
you know, they have to be super sharp with knowing how to direct their clients.
We had a referral yesterday from to a new client who wants to assist him with an EIDL loan. He was referred by a CPA that we know very well. And he said to me, yes, I just switched to this new CPA, whose name is Joe Paldino, CPA, and he's in Mamaroneck, New York, good friend of ours. He said, I just switched over to Joe Paldino because I could never get my other accountant on the phone.
Yeah.
And the guy's running a business doing about $500,000 in gross revenue every year. And he says, I send a message, email or text or phone, and my CPA doesn't get back to me for a couple of days.
Yeah.
So that should be your first kind of gateway. But in general, trusted professionals are so valuable to your business, especially if you are looking to apply for an SBA loan, because you want people who are responsive, people who are detail oriented, and who will listen to you, listen to your situation to help you apply that, you know, the uniqueness of your identity for your business to the application at hand. Likewise with a lender, if you're not working with a brokerage like ours, you want to speak to a lender with someone with experience. And where's the best way, Linda, to find out someone's experience in the modern day and age?
LinkedIn, exactly.
You know, if you
Although LinkedIn failed us today because I don't know why we're not on LinkedIn.
If you go to LinkedIn and you look at a loan officer's profile, and that loan officer was delivering pizza 9 months ago, and is now a loan officer for an SBA lender, you know, you might want to reconsider whether that is the ideal person for you to handle your SBA loan request.
The other thing too is, I'll say this as we wrap up. Tomorrow, we're going to be publishing a video on how to apply for an EIDL loan. And with that, I will tell you right now that we're going to have a sample application so that you can see the information that they're going to be requesting. And we have all the instructions on how to fill it out. And that's going to be on our website, auroraconsulting.biz. And you should be able to download it. If you cannot download it because Mercury is going into retrograde and all kinds of weird things are happening.
So you should go to auroraconsulting.biz right now before Mercury goes retrograde.
Right.
Because we are your resource source, baby.
Yeah, you
I
should
just
be
came
able
up with that.
Resource source. Yeah. Well, you should be able to download it. If not, email us, curious@auroraconsulting.biz. Happy to send you the document.
We'll point you in the right
direction. It's kind of long, so it'll seem overwhelming. It's about, I don't know, I think it's like 20 pages, but it's a sample app with instructions and FAQs from the SBA.
On the EIDL loan
On
process.
the EIDL loan, since that's still open till December 21st, 2020. And that's going to be publishing tomorrow. So wanted to let you know about that. You can always email us if you have any questions on direct experience.
And WTF Wednesday, Linda. WTF. Hello, Washington, D.C. Specifically, Mr. President, no damn stimulus.
Yeah.
Yesterday, the president decided to just stop talking to the Congress about stimulus. We need the money.
Yeah.
We already did this once in the United States. It was called the Great Depression because the Hoover administration failed. And again, in the Great Recession of 2008, 2010, the Congress couldn't agree on sufficient funding, and it took the economic recovery longer than it should have.
While we may not in our lifetime have been through a pandemic, there is historical data points of these kinds of effects and consequences financially. So
it's called economic history, of which I've been a student since junior year in high school in Mr. Raleigh's economics class.
All right. Well,
Mr. Raleigh was a big baseball player kind of dude. He wasn't having any guff in that class. I got a C in that class.
Well, we just want to say thank you for joining us, and thank you for those who have stuck to the end. And we really appreciate you tuning in. And again, anything that we can assist with information as we all stumble through this financing crisis, please let us know how we can help. And we will see you next WTF Wednesday.
I just got to take a break here. I got to get back to the books. By the way, I later